Thank you for tuning in to the Pointless Talks podcast. This episode is being brought to you as a part of the many things that Pointless creates. For our returning listeners, thank you so much for coming back. And if this is your first episode, welcome, get comfortable, and please keep an open mind. Welcome back. Look at me in this laughing foolishness already. What's up, y'all? Yes, week 2, we are back. And same like I said last week, if you are listening on a strictly audio streaming service, run on over to YouTube so you can look at the video if you so wish. And let's just get into it. All right, so last week, I mentioned the whole Jada Kingdom, Steph London thing, right? Let's just say, I don't remember if I said this in the last one. I did not realize that the girl name was Stefflon Don. I mean, I get it, it's cute. This whole time I think I just Steph London, like, you know, Steph from London. But I learned, so she is Stefflon Don. I have my biases because I want Twinkle. Like, okay. I've always been partial to Steph. I don't know why. I just never take her from money. Like, there's some songs I'm like, oh, okay, cool, that's cute. But, everything I know for everybody. So, before I even get into the foolery, y'all realize that, what date is today? It is the 16th day of the year. It is the 16th day of the year. We are 2 weeks and 2 days into 2024. Enough something I keep, Like, enough something I keep right now. Because first of all, Jada Kingdom and Steph London something, that wash out, that done. Hopefully that is done. Hopefully that is done, because the last song where Jada put out, I personally believe it was all right, girl, you got it type of record. But I feel like she put no real effort into it. And she said from when that she never wanted nothing to do with a girl. Like, she didn't have no problem with her, because from morning, all she wanted to know was who I get the box. And my girl feel away or whatever, and she feel like she figure run and go put name in a song and Twinkie, whatever. Like, okay, I guess this is what we're doing, you know? So I don't like that, because my thing is, you go on, like, say, big anybody, drop the girl name in a song or whatever, and then you go about Cree because she come back with fear or something. Like, I don't like that. Oh, my son. Okay, that's nice. You should have thought about your son before you decide. Did you not? Listen, don't get me started, right? Okay, so that's off the plate. I feel like I said, I feel like Jada forfeited, because she said, no, you already backed down, and then you come drop response, and everybody was in her messages talking about some tree for tree. Like, okay, all right, fine. She gonna drop her next one, and it was just, all right, girl, here you go. My opinion, it's not law, but that's just how I feel, because the song them did bad though. I'm not even gonna lie. I have a few of them there on Spotify that I've been listening to. Plug. I was glad when I saw that they finally got uploaded. I was like, yes, can I listen to my fucker pop my own time? No, don't have to go on Instagram or YouTube. Can I just put it on and go on? But anyhow, let's see here. Oh, next on, listen, Rushan. First of all I ever knew about Rushan was that Rushan is the producer, it make the beat them, and Cartel do the Russian. Like, you know, like, that's all I knew about Russian. Now, all of a sudden, Russian, I do interview, and everybody have feelings, and now him can make beats, and rate and whatever. Listen, all who me never hear about before. All who me, like, people I thought was just a regular degular, just all of a sudden, I them do this, and them make something reach. Listen, like I said, we are 2 weeks. 3 days, 2 weeks and 3 days when this dropped on the 17th into the new year. Like, if this is how January is starting, I am anticipating what is to come, because I'm trying to be more present, and y'all have my head on a swivel. Like, everything went past me, just like, what is keeping? And then on top of that, oh my gosh, the TJ and Popcorn something. Like, can Popcorn even come to America? I'm going to just leave that there. That's all I got to say about that. Then we're talking about Derek. Oh my gosh, speaking of Shensia, talk about me. Jada Kingdom. Derek Magan shout out the girl and say, hey, me here say you use my voice from the beginning of the song. Me need some help. And I don't wrong him. I do not. Girl, that's what you get for playing around. Literally, that's what you get for playing around. Because why did you do that? That was funny. But she said she didn't want to reach out to him. So I'll give her props on that. Shout out to you, Jada. And what? Oh, my goodness. Y'all been tripping me out with the whole. First of all, how do you say his? Where is Twin when I need the artist information? Is his name Niggy Boy? I need y'all to understand. Just because somebody is legally blind doesn't mean that they're literally blind. That's all I'm gonna say about that. Like, blind don't mean you can't see at all. It could be vision impaired. It could be one eye. It could be a multitude of things for you to be able to qualify as blind. That's all I'm going to say about that, and I just leave that right there. So I was on the internets earlier, and I came across a video of this young stud. I guess it was on TikTok, and they found its way on Instagram. This young stud, who apparently does not identify as a stud, because stud is in reference to black people. I wasn't aware that stud was a racial thing. Of course, people in the comments are being funny. Somebody said stud is for black women, butch is for white women. So what about the Hispanic and the Asian and the Indian? The Indian young lady said she likes Himdian, and I thought that was very cute because it's giving like Hindu, but also like Himdian, cute. And then someone in the comments explained that stud was in reference to black folks because of slavery. Now, I really hate how much of present day life is influenced by slavery in one way or another. I came across another post the other day that was talking about how people of ethnic races are not comfortable being affectionate in public because, Jim Crow laws, black people were not permitted to show affection to their partners or children or anything of that sort in public because it made the whites uncomfortable. So that limited, PDA essentially, whether it was like I said, whether it's romantic or platonic, biological, whatever, you just weren't permitted to show affection in public, which makes sense as to the trickle down because I was talking to my friend the other day, I've seen on many different instances, like in shows or even like in households, like people who are spouses in public, they just carry themselves as two individuals. Like they might hold hands. You might see a slight touch or something, but you don't see them. Not to say it's supposed to be like tonguing down your partner all day, every day outside, but I don't see the same oomph like that, especially with older black couples. Like even if they're Caribbean or not, I don't see the same, like je ne sais quoi. I don't see the same passion, like the same level of PD. I don't see us showing each other affection the way they do in public. Now, when we're behind closed doors, of course, come hug up on Rete and you do your little thing or whatever, but I don't see that same energy behind closed doors as in public with black folks versus like with the whites. And that take really made me go, some more slavery shit. Like, damn. And the person I was talking to was Cuban. Hi, Heather. And they were telling me about, like, essentially the same thing within, like, their household and their culture. And it's like, I mean, Cuba's right there from Jamaica. It's just the next stop on the on the trail. Like, it was just the next stop on the tour, essentially. So I can definitely see how a lot of us have the same experiences, like with growing up and like with how we navigate relationships and like the certain things that we practice. So we're going to call it trauma. I don't like that word, but it is what it is. I mean, it is what it is. So the narrative, I'm doubling back now because I got off track a little bit there. The narrative of stud now is explained in the quotes, and this is something that I have heard before, so it's not like it's something that they just pulled out of their AWS and was just like, put it on the internet. You're going to think it's true. I've actually heard about this, and if you haven't, please read up on it. Women in slavery, when they did not want to be sold from their family, they would dress in a masculine way, because they referred to them as studs. Something so. Don't quote me. Something along the narrative of such. Essentially, like, they did not want to be sold, so they would dress in a masculine presenting way, and they would not be, auctioned off or whatever, or they would be sold as a man to go with their spouse. I don't know if that's why we call them studs, why we call the masculine presenting woman today studs, but I know that butch has always been wild as hell for me, right along there with bull dagger. Wow. I don't know who said, hey, we're going to call them that, but the Indian stud saying that she does not identify as a stud because that is strictly for Black people, that was a moment. And I need y'all to chime in on this for me. Like, I really need y'all to chime in on this for me, because is that a thing? Am I just late to the party? Like, is that a thing, or is that just someone else's ignorance? Is it my ignorance or someone else's ignorance? That's what I really want to know. Like, who missed the memo here? Anyhow, speaking of the homosexuals, if you've been following me on Instagram, I've been sharing events from I'm not going to say lesbian. It's the girls, the girls, and are guys included? This is horrible, because I'm always sharing their stuff. But it's predominantly women. It is a Caribbean queer event that they keep every so often. It's not every month yet, hopefully. But it is hosted by Yard 1292 ATL. They're on Instagram, and whoever's running that page and whoever's running these events, shout out to you. I am giving y'all Good Gal of the Year, because I don't know if y'all heard it on the podcast that there was a need in Atlanta for queer Caribbean space, but thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, and thank you. And shout out to Badass Shah, the DJ. Thank you. All I'm going to say is thank you. Like, thank you. We went to their Halloween party, not the Halloween party. We were supposed to go to the Halloween party. Sorry. We went to their first event, which was during Atlanta Black Pride. And that was a success. I definitely look forward to all of their events. Things happen, though. To be honest, I don't like being outside. I don't like being outside. I just don't. I do look forward to the event, so I'm always hyped when I see them post that they're having an event. So I implore you all to check them out. Like I said, it's Yard 1292 ATL on Instagram. Everything is spelled phonetically. It's YARD 1292 ATL. So follow it, see what they got going on, and pop out. So let's see here. What else I got on my, what else is on the docket? Because we're running through it. Oh, someone said everything that was going on with in Jamaica is keeping up with the Dancehalians. And that was always going to be the episode name, but I'm not going to go there. That was just too golden not to mention. So, can we talk about all the weird things that have happened since the last taping of the pod? Like, not last week's, a little cute little snippet, but the October 2022 release. Actually, let me hold on. Sorry, it's a little warm in here, getting a little toasty. But a lot of weird things have been happening. I'm not gonna say weird. Do I want to say supernatural? I don't know how to categorize it. I just feel like my ancestors have been whooping my ass, okay? I've been experiencing some things that have made me question my sanity for a little bit, Some real interesting things have been happening. I don't know if you guys remember, we did an episode. Was that 2022? I believe that was 2022, like early, yes, it was early 2022, before summer. I did an aura reading. And if you guys remember, we talked about like the reading, what the aura colors were and everything. Look at me doing hand gestures because y'all can see me. But I'm annoying. So in that reading, the person that did the photography and the reading stated something about me getting in touch with divinity and, basically telling me to stop shying away from it. The voices have gotten louder. Like, I'm not hearing voices, guys. Like, relax. But the messages have been clearer. The push has been it's been quite forceful. I feel it. I see the things, and I I have to stop sometimes and think about all the things that I've achieved over the course of the last 15 years, we're going to say. And it's not me alone. Like, I can easily sit here and take credit and be like, "Oh, I've done XYZ. It's me, it's me, it's me." And, nobody ever helped me. Woo woo woo. Maybe no physical everyday, actual help, but like between support, motivation, and just like, things just working out. Like, I've been coming. Listen, I have been making it by the skin of my teeth in some situations because just so you know, I'm not supposed to be here right now, but I am. So I guess I am supposed to be here. I have. How do I put this into words? I have experienced some things that have made me honestly just stop and say, just thank you. Because I have no choice but to be grateful for, I'm doing like the Keith Lee hand thing. I have no choice but to be grateful for all of the achievements that have come my way throughout my life. Like, everything that I've achieved has been due to, like I said, supportive people in my life and some kind of guidance that I cannot physically see. And because of how we were raised, we are taught that we should believe X, and anything that's not X is wrong. So it becomes a little conflicting sometimes when you see things happen that aren't a result of X, if you get what I'm saying. So not to say I'm out here doing OB or nothing like that. Like, some might call it such, because there's a very thin line between manifesting and prayer. It's essentially the same thing in my opinion. It's the same thing. It's just who you're addressing and how you're addressing it. Because people will be quick to say, "Oh, you can't just pray and expect things to work out, just so you have to put in the work." Yes, absolutely. And the same thing goes for manifesting. I believe in the power of both. I believe in the power of both. I believe that the way you ask for it, or the way, okay, actually, let me take that back. I feel like prayer is asking for it, manifesting is believing it. That's how I categorize the difference. So I say, like, let's say you're praying, you say, "I'm asking for guidance," and da da da. Whereas in manifesting, you would say, "I have the strength, I have the X, I have the da 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 da." Like, you believe it, you achieve it, type of thing. That's my take on it. I am not a specialist. I am not a trained professional. Take this with a grain of salt. That's just my humble opinion, right? So I've been having dreams, which, if you know me and if you've listened to the podcast, you've heard me say, I'm not a dreaming girl. I go to sleep, I wake up, it was great, it was a nice blackout, wake up refreshed and hit the ground running. It's a great day. I have been dreaming lately. I have been dreaming about a lot of things, and it has led me to come to either two conclusions. Either I'm stressed about something, or I am like worried about something, because I always say that dreams are the things that, like, you're subconsciously unsettled about, like, in your day-to-day life. or I'm getting messages. I don't know. It's the aliens. They're talking to me. But I'm not even, let me not start. I am trying to, why did I do that? Oh my goodness. Okay. But yes, so I've been dreaming, and a few times, because we're going to start talking about zodiac stuff. I'm a Pisces moon. Anybody who knows anything about the zodiacs, Pisces are the daydreamers. They are the ones that have the open imagination. They are the Delulus of the Delulus. If if Delulu was a person, it was a Pisces. So I have a very active imagination. I'm a very visual person. So I categorize half of these dreams or daydreams as just, girl, your mind is idle. You're not busy enough. Go find something to do. But then, like, I'm experiencing deja vu. Is that what that is? No, it's not, because we'll just do some Googles later. If you want to talk more about this one on one, hit me up. But I have been pushed to tap into a more spiritual way of doing things because, like I said, it's not me alone. It's not me alone. I'm not an island. I and I feel like that's part of the reason why I've been so, not, I'm not gonna say lackadaisical, but inconsistent with my creative things. So like with the podcast, with the crafts, like everything took a halt when things weren't going how I wanted them to go. Essentially, like if my day-to-day life is not in line with what I see, I'm like, okay, fuck all that extra shit. I need to get this in order before I can do this. When in reality, I can literally record this anywhere, anytime, and just go with it. But I I have an issue with perfectionism. I am a borderline perfectionist. I feel like if it's not pristine and like press out completely and stiff straight and ready to go, I should not put my name on it. And on one hand, I do believe that, but on the other hand, it's, I keep hearing it like, just put it out. You'll work out the kinks as you go. You'll work out the kinks as you go. So I'm putting my mind on that so that I'm not beating myself up, because I have to be happy with my efforts as opposed to beating myself up about what I haven't yet accomplished, because I can't do everything right now. Especially as an individual, I cannot do everything that I want to do right now. Like today, coming and recording this episode, I had to talk myself up to do this because last week I got out my board, I wiped down everything, and I was like, this is what I'm gonna do, because I am the type of person, like, I have to see it. Like, I'm sitting here looking at this phone and y'all are like, what are you doing? Like, it's my phone's literally right here. So I have my notes and everything to, like, check off everything that I need to talk about. So I have a whiteboard because if I put it in an agenda, I'm gonna close it and walk away, or if I'm gonna walk past it. I need to put it somewhere on the wall so it's in my face. Like sometimes I have hot pink post-its posted around the wall, like I'm Mary Jane. I'm a visual person. I have to see it. If I don't see it, out of sight, out of mind. So I have my whiteboard, and last week I went through, I wiped it. I did Wednesday through Tuesday, everything that needs to be done, and each day has a different task. I have it color coded, so like what's for TikTok goes to TikTok, what's for YouTube goes to YouTube, what's for IG, what's for the website, etc. Right? And maybe I bit off more than I can chew. Maybe I put down way too much for each day because I do also have a 9 to 5. So I put all of this on there, and realistically, in a day, it can be done. But the way my mind works, if I get overwhelmed, sometimes I just shut down. I end up doom scrolling. I am just on, and it's usually Instagram or Twitter. I can't. Me and TikTok, I can't. I don't know, something about TikTok. I can't find myself doom scrolling on TikTok. I go on TikTok, I post my TikTok, and I go about my business. TikTok, TikTok, TikTok. Yeah. Anyways, so it's usually Instagram or Twitter, but I realized today that I didn't do half of the things that I put on this board to do. And I was like, fuck, I need to get all of this done. But it's like, based on whose timeline? who made this timeline for you to do this? Like, why am I trying to hold myself to this very, very, I'm looking at it as I'm talking, this very strict regimen of like this. The only thing I didn't put on this board is the time block, because that would be intense, because I also like to check things off. So like seeing it there and like crossing through the lines and saying, okay, this is done, it makes me feel like a sense of relief. So I was doing some of them, but I didn't cross them off the board. And I think that was like building up in my head. So I was like, oh my gosh, I didn't get anything done. And then I stopped and I thought about all the things I did get done that I didn't even write on there, because I had listen, this past weekend, a girl was crafting, okay? I was crafting my little tush off. I made, 4 ashtrays, a rolling tray, and I was doing like a personal project on the side. So I did all of that. I had to do some retouching on some of them, and then I did on molding earlier before I started recording this. I did a lot, right? And that's what I'm saying. Like, I have to be happy with my efforts as opposed to beating myself about where I want to be, because I'm putting one foot before the other. So I'm making strides in the right direction, and like I'm just picking up the little pieces as I'm going, because it does not have to be perfect right now, and it probably is never going to be perfect. I need to treat them like I treat my crafts, like they're imperfectly perfect, like perfectly imperfect, imperfectly perfect. Say that 10 times fast. So I just need to extend the grace to myself, because I'm doing a damn good job, if I must say so myself. I feel like I'm doing well. You know, I'm proud of myself for doing video, first of all, because let's be real, I don't like this. I do not like this. But to everybody who said I was pretty, thank you. That's one of the things I was just like, y'all don't need to know what I look like. Just listen to the podcast. Like, I guess if it helps. But that's another thing. And I like the anonymity. That's the word. Yes. Of podcasting before videos became such a big thing. I loved the allure of that. Like, we're just sitting here talking, and it gives radio, because growing up, I used to listen to talk radio. So like, it's just essentially the same thing to me. But you know, you got to grow with the times, just like how you got to make reels on the socials and TikToks and things to get yourself out there. You got to roll with the times. There are things you need to do, even if you're not comfortable, in order to achieve growth, because nothing grows in comfort at the end of the day. So here we are in discomfort, growing. Speaking of the word that I can't say. Speaking of that word, I decided to put NGL, not gonna lie, that thing on Twitter. Y'all are annoying. Y'all are annoying. Annoying. The questions people ask on these things, it's kind of like, do you expect me to pay to see who is asking a question? Because how am I supposed to respond to this? Oh, can my friend take you on a date? Who is your friend? Who are you? What? An idle body now? Like, really idle. And that's what I get for being idle my damn self. Because if I wasn't idle, I wouldn't have posted it. And now y'all wouldn't. Ugh. Like, ew. I don't know who your friend is. I don't know who you are. The answer is no. Like, obviously the answer is no, because you're not dropping your parts to come say something. And men are like, people were frightened for me, because you have to be able to talk to me. Hiding behind an anonymous thing it's never going to work in your favor for me. Like, you're just doing this for entertainment at this point, and that's fine. Be entertained. But like, I'm not, that now reach me. So I'm going to continue to answer them. I hope you guys are enjoying the responses, because okay, like, my DMs are open. I am telling people all day, every day, DM me for XYZ, da 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 da. If you feel a way, jump in the DM, say what's up. Like, if you're afraid of rejection, I can understand, but what is the point of saying it anonymously? Because you're not giving me anything by saying that. Because, okay, somebody likes me. Congratulations. Do you want a cookie? So yeah, that's all I got about that. Oh, I had something else just now. and it was in my brain. Oh, speaking of DMs, the little video at the end of the last episode, that was dead serious. If you or someone you know is a victim of dating a Jamaican, it's no, like for real. Like if you, not even American, like if you're just not Jamaican, shit, if you are Jamaican and you dated a Jamaican, you are eligible for compensation. But I want to talk to people who have dated Jamaican people and are not Jamaican or Caribbean, and I just want to know about your experience. This could be heterosexual couple, same-sex couple. It doesn't matter. I just want to have a conversation about the experience. And if you know somebody who has been in a relationship like this, suggest them to come talk. Or, let me know. I'll reach out if they're, but it's kind of weird. I don't know if I'll reach out, but like, hey, I heard you dated a Jamaican. You want to come talk about it? Like, but don't suggest anybody that I've dated that's not Jamaican because I'm not friendly. So leave that there. But seriously though, like I really want to have a conversation with people about it because amongst my other Jamaican friends who have dated non-Jamaican people, we've had some conversations, and I feel like I want to hear from the other side. Do you feel like you are eligible for compensation? Do you? But not laugh. But I really want to know though. So for real, if you have dated or know someone who has dated a Jamaican or anybody from the Caribbean, honestly, it doesn't have to be Jamaicans. It's just I as a Jamaican can identify and communicate with that because I am Jamaican. So but it's not a bashing thing. It's not something to be violent. It's a lighthearted conversation about your experience. Nothing too crazy. And yeah, so let me know. You can DM me. You can tweet me. You can, email askpointless@gmail.com. DM Pointless Talks on Twitter or Instagram. That's POINTLESSSTALKS. And it's the same thing for Ask Pointless. It's AskPointless@gmail.com. I don't remember what the number is, but it's going to be in the bio. But yeah, definitely reach out to me because I do want to have this conversation. I don't have a deadline on when I want to have the conversation. It could be a panel conversation. It could be a one-on-one conversation because no two experiences are the same. So reach out, let me know. It was a real thing. I mean, granted, it was a little spoof commercial, but I really want to have these conversations. What else? I think that's all I got for now. Oh, this was cute. A little 30 minutes. And look at me go, guys. I am a child. Wow. Drugs are bad. I just drank coffee. So I'm not going to sleep tonight. What else? What do I need to say? I think that's all I got. I don't think I have anything else. Do I have any outros? The outro is the same as everything else. Well, just like everything else we do here at Pointless Talks, so whether you got here on purpose or by fate, thank you so much for listening to this episode of Pointless Talks. Make sure you subscribe, follow, stream, all of that. Pointless Talks. Bye.